In this example, we're going to take a look at some of the basics of getting input from the user. So let's start off by asking a user to enter their name. So first of all, we need to give a variable name to store the input. So I'm going to say username. Now in Python, we use a command called input. And as a parameter to the input function, we provide a prompt. This is what will be displayed for the user, indicating to them what information needs to be entered. Please enter your name. When it outputs the prompt, it will not put a new line at the end of it. So the cursor is going to stay on the line with the prompt, which makes it a little bit more clear than if there was a new line there. So we're going to read in their name, and then we're going to output a response to the user. So we're going to say print, we'll say here, hello. All right. Let's go ahead and run this. Okay, sorry, that just took a second. So we see here that the prompt that we entered displays on the screen. I'm going to enter the name, Billy the kid, and we see that we have a response, hello, Billy the kid. One thing to bear in mind is that the input function always returns a string. So if we wanted to input something that was numeric and have it interpreted as an integer, we have to explicitly convert the string to an integer. So let's take a look in the next section here where we're looking at different error types. So let's just see what a program might look like. If we want to ask the user their age in years, and we are going to calculate and output their age in days. So we'll start off by saying num years equals input, enter your age in years, and then if we want this to be a number, which we do, we are going to wrap it in this int function call, which is going to take that string input and convert it to an int. We can now calculate number of days by setting that equal to the number of years times 365. We'll then output a message. You are okay. So let's go ahead and run this program. Okay. Let's just skip past that first part. We'll comment it out in a sec. Enter your age in years. I'll put 1. You are 365 days old. All right, so let's comment this other thing out because we don't want it running while we're demonstrating the error types. So this is kind of the base program, and we're going to use this to explain the different kinds of errors that you might have. So I'm going to copy that. Let's just comment out that region. Now a syntax error would look something like this. If I were to miss a closing parenthesis, that would result in a syntax error. When I attempt to compile the code, it gives us that little message that says invalid syntax, and you see that it's highlighted the area where the syntax is messed up. So if I, for example, missed an equal sign here, and I were to run that, again, it identifies the location of where there was a mistake and prevents the code from actually running. So let's go ahead and comment this out. So we could have any number of errors on these lines that would result in a syntax error. Now, a runtime error occurs in our program when the user enters something. So let's say, imagine the user enters 10. So if we run this program, enter our age in years. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll enter, if I were to enter the number 10, no problem. If I were to run it again, and I enter the word 10, we see that the program crashes. This is an example of a runtime error. The code itself isn't wrong, but it results in an error when it's run and the user enters something that the program is not able to handle. Later on in the course, we'll demonstrate ways that we can detect if the user has entered something non-numeric in a situation where we're looking for a numeric answer. So let's comment this. Now, a logic error is a situation where the program works in the sense that it compiles, input comes in, and the program doesn't crash, but the actual computation or calculation or processing does not result in the output that we had intended. So here, program runs, we enter our age, something that doesn't make it crash. So for example, the number 5, and we get an answer, 370 days old. That is not the correct answer. That is a logical error because the actual processing that we've done with the input results in incorrect output.